Hey guys, this is Brian, aka Texas Treasures, and today I'm starting a new series focusing on how to help you, my viewer, get more sales on eBay to make more money to increase your sell-through rate. And the way I'm going to be doing this is by reviewing viewers' eBay stores and to give some feedback and some suggestions. I'm a six-figure seller on eBay. I sell shoes, and in the past I've sold everything, and especially clothing. Now I'm moving into shoes, so I want to share some of the things I've learned with you to help you increase your sales and make more money on eBay. So if you find this content helpful, I always ask for the like button. That'll help more viewers find this. And then comment below if you would like me to take a look at your eBay store to try to help you if you want to get more sales. Just leave me your email in the comments below, and I will reach out to you, and then we'll see if I can review your eBay store as well. All right, let's go ahead and get straight into it. This came from, I do a live on Fridays, or I do a Q&A session, and one of my viewers asked me to take a look at her store, and so I briefly did it yesterday, but today I want to actually look into it a little bit deeper, so I'm going to make this video. And since she shared this with me on the live, I'm assuming she doesn't mind me sharing her store with my viewers. So her store name is Clothing Habit. She's also on Poshmark, and getting started on eBay. So let's dig into it. The first thing I want to look at is this feedback. Looks like she has 28 positive and 1 negative with a 96.3% feedback. That's low on eBay, but so it's really important when you're first starting your eBay store to really keep that feedback percentage high. Like mine's at 99.9%, but I've got over 2,500 feedbacks. And so as you can see, one negative feedback when you're first starting really skews that. So you really want to focus at the beginning of increasing that feedback. And there are some ways to do it. Like when I first started to really boost that score, because what eBay does is that percentage, it's based on your purchases, and it's also based on your seller feedback. And most people don't dig into it to look just at your seller feedback. So when you're first started, like buy the supplies that you normally maybe would buy on Amazon or somewhere else. Buy some cheaper items that you need around your house, because most of the time when you purchase something, you're going to get positive feedback from the seller as a buyer. And at the very beginning, that's important when you're first starting. All right, so this one negative feedback says seller never shipped item, instead refunded money without explanation. This was on a Free People pair of jeans. I can infer what happened knowing that Patricia, knowing that Patricia sells on Poshmark. What I'm assuming happened is she sold it on Poshmark and then didn't delist it on eBay and canceled the order. I do also sell shoes on Poshmark. And the thing is, Poshmark doesn't hold you accountable for canceled orders the same way eBay does. If you cancel too many orders on eBay, number one, you're going to get a negative feedback like the one we're seeing here. And then number two, it affects your defect rate. And if your defect rate gets too high on eBay, eBay will actually suspend and or even cancel your account. So you never want to cancel an order on eBay like this. What I would recommend in the future, number one, if it sells on Poshmark, cancel it, delist it on eBay right away. Number two, if they sell it, if it sells on Poshmark and eBay, every once in a while we'll have an item that double sells on multiple platforms. Even if you make less on eBay, ship it out on eBay, delist it, cancel that order on Poshmark. Even if it's for more money on Poshmark, we got to think long term and not short term. So cancel that order on Poshmark, because Poshmark is way more forgiving, and they're not nearly as likely to give you any negative consequences, but eBay will. And eBay can literally has the potential to make you millions of dollars, depending on how big and effective your store is. So that would be my first tip, would be to look at that. All right. Now let's go back and look into your actual eBay store. I want to look at your items for sale. We have 494 items for sale. How many of those have sold? We want to look at your sell-through rate. So we have 13 have sold out of 493. So to figure out your sell-through rate estimate, you want to take the number you have sold divided by the number in your closet. So 13 divided by 493, and that gives you 0.026%, which rounds up to 2.6%. We'll call it a 3% sell-through rate. That is low. For clothing, it's around 8 to 10% on average is the sell-through rate on clothing. So we now need to see, why is our sell-through rate so low? There's a lot of factors that could influence this. But before we do that, let's look at what you're selling. Blank NYC. All right, here's another suggestion. And on the live, I already told Patricia this. These stock photos, like from Blank NYC, do not use these. Here's another one. Do not use these stock photos. I know it's tempting, because look, all these items sold with these stock photos, because these companies like BCBG, they spend a lot of money creating these stock photos, and they actually own the rights to these. So by you taking a pre-owned item, or even if it's new with tags, in using a stock photo, number one, you're taking their intellectual rights, and they can actually contact eBay, and you can get a Vero, which is a big strike against your account. And then once again, if you get too many Veros, eBay can suspend and or cancel your account, and that's the last thing we want. So do like this one right here with this Levi's or this Columbia. Take your own photos. That picture looks good. And the other thing is, it actually shows the true quality of the item. Because if you're sending let's look at this one, this Rebecca Taylor. Like if you're using these stock photos, you know, that is not truly representing the item. This is not exactly your item. This, especially when you have a pre-owned. So you're showing a brand new stock photo of an item that you have that's pre-owned, and it beyond the Vero and the account jeopardy, you know, you're not truly showing the item. I see you showed the pictures that you actually took later, but I just would not use those stock photos. I do like including the measurements in the pictures. Like here, you're showing the chest measurement. Yeah, there you go. You also have the length measurement and the sleeve measurement. So those are great. I love including pictures of measurements in the actual listing, or at least in the description, but it's actually even better the way you're doing it on that end. So that is good. All right. So we've looked at some of the solds. Now let's look at what you have active. All right. I want to do this by newly listed. We're going to sort it by newly listed, and let's look at, see there's some more stock photos. Let's look at this Lafayette 148 jacket, and let's see if we can dig into it to figure out like what's going on. So eBay recommends a title to be structured this way with clothing. You want the brand, what it is, the gender, the size, and then all the other relevant keywords. So let's look at the pictures first. I like this. You've got a nice crisp white background. Maybe used photo room or some type of, well, yeah, you might want to look into photo room, but this is a good first picture. And then you took the rest of your pictures on a white rug that contrasted well. You do have, let me see, we got pictures 1, 2, 3, 4. Shows the size and the brand. 5, we got measurements. 6, 7, we're showing the buttons. 8, 100% linen. 9, so we're showing the lining. So we have 9 pictures. That's a good amount. You can get up to 12. And this is one of the things that eBay does rate you on eBay's quality listing report. And I do have a video that goes through how to look at the eBay's quality listing report, because they kind of guide you exactly how to like how you're rated on the eBay algorithm, the search algorithm. So pictures do look good. No stock photos on this one. That is great. The title, you got Lafayette 148. That's the brand. Women's, should be women's linen. All right, this title needs a little help. So if it were me and the reason this is because there's two ways people find your items on eBay. Number one is through title search, and number two is through item specifics, and they both kind of work together. So you want to think of this as a net, and your net wants to gather as many possible searchers for your item as possible. So thinking as a potential buyer, they're going to look, brand is the number one thing. So Lafayette 148, that's good. Well, what is it? They're not selling a woman, they're selling a jacket, right? So I would put Lafayette 148 jacket. See, this very important keyword is back here at the title. And in your title, the emphasis, the higher up in the title, these important keywords need to go. You don't want the important keywords at the back. And then, so I'd have Lafayette 148 jacket, women's, size 4, and then I would put black, and then all the other keywords. Linen is a very important keyword. I don't know how many people are looking for Mandarin collar. Honestly, I don't even know what a Mandarin collar is, but if that's important, that's fine. And this, with jackets, it could be, how heavy is this jacket? Light jacket, medium jacket. Does it have pockets? Does it have any other distinguishing keywords? And so I would rework that title, number one. The next thing that stands out to me is you have this for auction. I would not do a auction. Very few people are buying things on auction. Auctions are only for items that are very high in demand that people might get into a bidding war. I would put this I would end this auction, I would put this as a buy it now price. Well, here's the question, right? Well, what is the pricing? This is where Terapeak comes in handy. If you go under the Seller Hub, under research, Terapeak product research, I typed in the most important keywords, I think, which is Lafayette 148 jacket. The fact that it's 100% linen is important, and we can even take the color out. So we want a big net. And let's look at what has sold on eBay in the past 365 days. We want to filter it by used, and we see they're having 279. And here we see the average sold price is 33, but the range is pretty big. What I like to do is to look at, if I go over 4 tabs, this is the distribution of prices. I think this is even more important than the average listing price, because you see the number of people at different price ranges where these things have sold. Like if you list this from 0 to 19, you're pricing it too low. If you want to sell this pretty fast, I would list it between $19 to $38. But I like to go a little bit above because I offer coupons. I do markdown sales based on the age of the inventory. So I like this one right here. 67 of these have sold between $37 and $56. So if this was me, I would probably list this at $55.99. I would include best offers, and if it didn't sell after X amount of time, and I do have a video on how to do a markdown sell, you could include this in a markdown sell. You can also look at actually what's selling, right? And the average sold price, you can look at the date sold. Let's see what has sold recently. This green one sold for $18. That's a little cheap. You can also kind of look at their keywords too. This geometric design sold for $35. This brown jacket sold for $35. That went on auction. See, it went way too low on auction. The zebra print went for $39. This one's kind of similar. This blazer sold for $20, but we don't really have a blazer. You have a jacket. Do we have any jackets here? There's another one went for $10, way too cheap. There's another blazer, $45. I'm trying to find a jacket. Like, I'm not seeing a lot. I'm seeing a lot of blazers in this. So this is This brand, even without knowing a lot about it, like I can infer that this is like a brand that sells business professional to women. Um, but you actually have a coat. Uh, I don't know. So most of these are blazers. It's hard to actually see any true jackets, but knowing the blazers are selling for this amount and looking at this data, like I said, I would probably go at like $55.99. So I would end this auction, price it somewhere in there. But if you want to sell it faster, like since you're putting it on auction, that implies you want this money quickly. So if you want it quickly, going back to Terapeak, I would price it like right here. If you want it faster, maybe price it at $36.99. If you want it super fast, price it at $19.99. It'll probably sell really fast. But for me, the $55.99 would work. But that's a matter of your model and what you're looking to do. But the auction is not good. I would get that. I would end that auction. Let's look at your shipping. Oh, so you're doing calculated shipping. I could tell that because this random number right here. I do flat rate shipping. Like on a jacket, depending on the weight. This is my clothing. I do price buckets. Like if it's first class, if it's a pound or under, I'm doing flat rate shipping $5.99 anywhere in the US. If it is like a pair of jeans or something that weighs between say 1 to 2 pounds, if it will fit in a flat rate envelope, which you can get these free from USPS, or a padded flat rate envelope, I don't have one of those near me, I then put $8.99. Like for a lot of jeans, I'll put that. If it's a jacket or something that weighs over 2 pounds, like 2 to 5 pounds, which is probably, I'm guessing, what this weighs, I would put flat rate shipping of $12.99 or maybe $14.99. That's how I price it. But you basically want by doing the calculated shipping, like if I saw that, I'm like, that's way too much. I don't want to pay that much shipping here in Texas. So you are excluding a big part of the country because you want to look at eBay as the big game, right? You may lose a couple of bucks on shipping on an item here or there, but if this sells locally and you're charging $14.99, it may only cost $8 or $9 to ship this to New York or a state up in the Northeast. So you got to look at the big picture and not each individual item. So I would change all of my shipping to flat rate. I see you have 30-day return. Seller pays for return shipping. That's good. That's going to give you seller protection. I also have videos on false INADs and the reasons why free returns is good for you. So I do like that. And let's look at your item specific size, accent, linen. I'm just quickly looking through all this. And I'm not a big women's clothes seller, so I'm not an expert. All right. So we copy and paste our title, which I would fix. Good pre-owned condition, no visible flaws. That's fine. You don't want to oversell an item because what if there's something you missed? So you just saw no detected flaws. Please see all pictures for more details. I like that. So I think if you made those changes, it would probably be beneficial to your store. Let's look at some other items right here. What I'm thinking about your sell-through rate, because your pictures are good. Usually if you have a low sell-through rate, there's a couple things. Either you're selling things that people don't really want, there's not a lot of demand, or your pricing is too high. And it's usually the pricing. So we have a pair of Banana Republic pants made in Hong Kong. And we're asking $80. That is way too high. I can tell you that right now. Banana Republic is a bread and butter brand. Here, let me show you. So let's do this. Because Banana Republic, there's so many of these. Let's just put Banana Republic pants. We'll even say that they're vintage. Made in Hong Kong, they probably are. And on this, we'll put the size because there are so many. There are going to be so many of these. So if we do it, well, that's because let's take out vintage. Let's do Banana Republic pants, men's, 34 by 34. All right, let's search here. All right. So there's 994 Banana Republic pants in this size. If we look at now on Terapeak, if you look at the last 90 days, you will actually get the sell-through rate of these. So let's take a look at that first of all. So you see the sell-through rate, 10% of all the Banana Republic pants in this size have sold in the past 90 days. So that means only 3 to 4% of these are going to sell per any month. So that's your first inkling that maybe you don't even want to source these, or if you source these, just realize they may take a while to sell. And if we go to the distribution point again, look at this. At your price bucket, what is that? Like the $80 range, only 3 of those sold. And you just have cotton Banana Republic. It's not like they're linen. Being made in Hong Kong is not that big of a deal for vintage on Banana Republic. Only 25 sold between $33 and $50. If you look at these two price buckets, you can see most of them are selling between $17 and $33. So your pricing is way, way too high. And let's look at some of these that have ended recently. So here's a pair. Look at these new with tag Banana Republic that sold for $10. These sold for $18. Somebody used a stock photo. They shouldn't. They got $29, $13, $15, $29, $19, $15, $17. You don't see any of these selling for $80. So that's why these will stay in your inventory forever, unfortunately. I would drop these. I wouldn't go myself any higher than $29.99. And if you want to sell them relatively quickly, which may be in 90 days, maybe you go $19.99. So, but definitely not this $80 price point. These are never going to sell at that price, or it could be years and years and years. So your pricing's way too high. Change that out. And I'm sure if we looked through here, and I'm not familiar with a lot of these brands, so I'd have to get into Terapeak. Like here's a pair of Tory Burch. Like that picture's not good. So, the other thing I want to talk about, and this I don't know. I should have asked you this on the live. On eBay, the search algorithm is heavily influenced by you listing daily. When you list daily, eBay knows you're putting active listings into your store. And if you list daily, your store size is going to increase. After 30 days, those items are going to be renewed. So it's going to show ending soon. So those items get visibility. Newly listed items get visibility. You build a bigger store. The search algorithm likes it. So whatever, I would ask you, like, what is your listing goal? If it's 5 a day, 10 a day, be consistent with that. Get at least 5, 6, preferably 7 days of items listed. You can build a draft bank on a day when you have extra time. Build up drafts for, like, maybe on the weekend you don't want to list, where you could just launch those or even schedule those to go live. And listing consistently has made a world of difference for my eBay store. Like, my sales are up like 150% year over year. And the number one thing I attribute that to is listing daily. So we need to know, like, what your listing habit is, what your goals are. But that's kind of what I have for you. Viewers, if you would like me to take a look into your eBay store, comment below, leave me your email, and I can reach out to you. I can get some information from you, and I can do a store review. And hopefully, Patricia, by implementing some of these ideas, let's summarize those real quick. Number one, let's get our feedback. Let's get our feedback score high. Maybe buy some cheap items on eBay to boost that. Number two, and I didn't even bring this up. Oh my gosh. So in that case where your item's sold, well, my number 2 point is don't cancel an order without communicating to the buyer. You even saw that the buyer said you never communicated. This is what I do on those rare instances when that occurs. I reach out to them ASAP and I say, hey, I am so sorry, but this item is not in my inventory. Would you like to replace it with something else in my store? I can give you a big discount. Um, if not, would you prefer a full refund? If they want the full refund, then that means that they're saying, okay, go ahead and cancel the order. Then you can cancel the order, say buyer asked to cancel it, which is true, and that will not count, and you're not going to get that negative feedback either. So do that. Number two, don't cancel orders without reaching out to the buyer. The third tip is to structure your titles the way I recommend, which actually is the way eBay recommends. Number four, use Terapeak. Look at the pricing. If you want to sell this stuff quickly, we're going to have to adjust the pricing. And then number five, list daily. I think if you do those things, you will see a big improvement in your store. Reach back out to me, let me know. And viewers below, as I said, if you want me to look at your eBay store, let me know. Hopefully this has been helpful to you. If so, you know what to do. Smash the like button, subscribe, and comment for more tips and tricks. We'll see you on the next video, guys.